Ooh, uh, it's, this clutches pearls, like that is crazy. Shade, no shade. Yeah, yeah. I don't even know where to start. I does, but it's just like it's a lot. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Maybe there'll be a discussion. Maybe not. Who knows? One more thing I have to write on here. Maybe. Dang. What was the Dang. I was supposed to write a while ago. Maybe significant. All right. So some new information has been logged in. So God wants it to go like this. And then, ooh, I don't remember what the rest of the lyrics in that song was. No, let it be. No pun intended. Hey everyone, it's Multimedia 7. Welcome to the S&R message. I know it's Friday. Y'all wanna know what's going on. It's a lot. So, where do we begin? Hopefully this message is gonna be sweet and straight to the point. No pun intended. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Anyways. Alright. Before I get into this, singers, rappers, message, celebrities, what's going on in pop culture, media, social media. One, two, three, four, five. Five zodiac sun signs and embodiments are very similar to this message. Ooh, something about an A&R. And down here, and the way I said it, it was like because I know somewhat the channel message is about. That was very cringeworthy. Well, it's not cringy, but it's like in regards to something else I'm thinking about. Somebody giving oral, and somebody might need oral medicine. God forbid, strep throat. So zodiac sun sign alignments: Aquarius, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Libra. Very significant. Now, as we know, this is an SNR message. This is a lot to do with entertainers, the entertainment industry. The channel message reads: someone is dying to be a surrogate mother and wants you to be the man of the house. Now, there was something interesting about how the channel message was worded. You to be before saying the man of the house. If I took out the two and replace it with a you, that's the thing I forgot to do. If you interested, you can do that in your own time. It would have been YouTube. I mean, if I took out the O, it would have been YouTube. So the O and something about you. Owe you. Somebody owes you something. All right, it ties into the message. Um, before I move on with the channel message, let's talk about the Bible scripture and was led to me by God in regards to his message. I know a lot of people have different preferences in the Bible and what they like to read from. I like to read from the New International Version. And every time I think, it's so silly. Every time I think about the New International Version of the Bible, I think because the abbreviation is NIV, I think of artist. The only song I don't know if he had other music. I'm pretty sure he did. I think it was Nav or something like that. I always think about him. The only song that was like kind of popular was that song. How's it go? Tap 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 tap. Phone call gets you whack whack whack. All right, we on to something. Follow along. So was very significant. This is something that was God told me the book of Matthew was going to be significant. I wrote this channel messages 2 or 3 weeks ago. Got incoming message. So something happened 2 weeks ago that's significant right now. God was like the book of Matthew. Maybe just somebody by the name of Matthew, or this book in the Bible is very significant. Now God gave me a dream this morning. God gave me a few dreams this morning, today, that was very significant. All right, so in the dream, without going into too much detail, this is interesting. There was a Virgo woman, something about Florida, and then there was two different Virgo women. So I think God was trying to show me the different people. So what I would say is, because I'll talk about it in another day, what I will say is, in the beginning of the dream, there was a tall Virgo woman, but she was living in like some sort of apartment complex. Like, I wouldn't say the hood or anything like that, but it's like an apartment complex where there's a lot of different people. Maybe an urban community, something like that. The reason why it's significant is because it reminded me of a particular person. I used to be friendly with Aries lady, and she had a sister that was a Virgo. I was friends with the Aries lady, but the Virgo sibling, that was the older sibling, came like, oh, well, I just want to let you know that the Aries that you cool with friend is telling all your business. And it was interesting because, like, that person didn't know no business of mine, even though I was friendly with them. So it was like, I already knew it was an interesting situation because it's like two siblings. I was friendly with the younger one, but the older one went out their way to let me know that the person themselves was flawed. That person would be kind of flawed because the Aries was telling me their business. So the fact that the older sibling had came and said, "Oh yeah, this person telling all your business," because I knew that the Aries telling their business, I knew that the older person would tell the truth. But it was like disappointing. I wasn't sad, it was disappointing, but it's just like, who, like, in that moment you really would think, like, who would you believe, your friend or your sibling? Like, but I'm all right. So, anywho, so like I seen a variation of that in the dream. When I seen that person in the dream, I already knew what's up. Something about siblings. We're gonna get into that because that zodiac sign very significant. Something about two siblings, maybe third party energy. Somebody, could have gave somebody a warning about somebody. And younger sibling could be, flawed. Both siblings are flawed, but like the younger sibling, if something ain't right with them, they could have been plotting something or whatever. But the older sibling peep game, the third party know what was going on. It's very interesting because after that part of the dream, then I seen a different variation of a Virgo. When I seen a different variation of a Virgo, this person took a group of people. They seemed like friendly, like, and stuff like that. Now the Virgo I seen in that dream, I used to be cool with, completely different Virgo, was short. That person was more friendly, like, And for whatever reason, what this person had took us, I could tell because like I didn't. It's not like I didn't willingly go there, but it was like, all right, the person was like, oh yeah, it's my idea later, and took everyone to Walgreens. And you know, if I'm not mistaken, I have a zodiac sign, Sagittarius sign message, and I think it was named contraceptives. So there's something very significant about that. Maybe Plan B. Somebody think about contraceptives Plan B, and it was like a group of people. Like, oh my gosh, the pregnancy pack. This it could have been a Virgo, a woman that got a whole bunch of. I don't know if this is like something in regards to the spiritual, but got a whole bunch of women together. Hold up, we're on to something. Got a whole bunch of women together, did some sort of pregnancy pack to do some sort of spiritual work. And it's interesting. I think about a whole bunch of baby moms. You know who I've recently been talking about in the previous SNR message was Drake. And you know Drake got that baby mom reference on one of his albums. Anywho's, so while the person was at Walgreens, it was interesting because at Walgreens there was these computers there. It was four computers, and so four celebrities, four children, four prophecies. And each one of the people there in the dream, including that Virgo, was at these computer screens. So it was about four people. At first they was huddled together, but then each person was at they were it was interesting because they were all huddled together at the four computers. But there was never no indication of like they each had a computer screen to their own. And once I realized that that same Virgo stood up, something about this Virgo that I used to know. Somebody that I used to know. This person, I don't know about now, God forbid now, but like previously, this person was like the set it up queen. Used to set people up and all this other stuff and stuff like that. And I just used to observe like how things would happen. This person would manipulate situations to occur. And it was so interesting because like now I'm saying the pregnancy pack thing, possible spiritual work. This person, once I realized that, you know, it was this so it was a people, so that is also Scorpio. It could have been like I said, the pregnancy pact or spiritual work could have been some sort of occultic thing or spiritual, you know, spell work or something like that. And once I realized that, the Virgo had got from the computer section where the four computers were, leaving the people there, standing up, watching them with the Walgreens sign darn near in their head. And you know, Walgreens is a drugstore. That's a Pisces reference. So I'm just like, So there could be a Virgo ringleader in regards to some spell work, some occultic things going on, some sort of pregnant pact or something. So this person had got up, then everybody had got up and kind of like joined in what this person was doing, just standing in the Walgreens side or whatever. But like before the people got the chance to like stand all the way up with this person, four authoritative figures of police officers just came to the computer section where they was all sitting at, and they just start looking into what they was doing, looking into like their social media and all types of stuff. I was just oh. And when I woke up from that dream, it's interesting because like an Aquarius sun sign placement, all I'm gonna say is Aquarius sun sign placement of Pisces, and this person was doing something. From the I was seeing all that happening. As soon as I seen this person, like the police like logging in to check these people's accounts and what they're doing behind the scenes, when I woke up, this placement was doing something in regards to Pisces. That's all I'm gonna say. And when I woke up, I don't know if the person heard me waking up or anything like that. This was like had to, like was scrambling. So somebody could like I don't know official because you know, police officers would be a authoritative figure. So that'd be Taurus, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, but mainly Aquarius, right? And so far in the predominant zodiac sign and sun signs and embodiments, Aquarius and Libra is very significant. So Aquarius has to do with like foretelling, prophecy, the future, technology, possible children. So some justice came in, like somebody was supposed to gain justice by gaining a. I don't know what three other people would have to do with that, but three would be. So if you take the Virgo out of it, right? The Virgo was the ringleader. Four people because of four computer screens. So people, four prophecies, or four children, or four prophecies for four children. Virgo with the ringleader. You take the Virgo out, you got the number three. When you got the number three, that's communication online, Gemini. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. All that leaves is Cancer. So mothers in the entertainment industry. That lined up too perfectly. Before I continue speaking on what was going on, let me tell y'all about the day I had. Today was very pleasant, to be honest. I woke up, I got dressed. I woke up, it was so interesting. I had something to do, right? I didn't know I had something. It was impromptu. I had something to do the next week, but I wanted to make sure it was confirmed I was going to do what I had to do. And it was so interesting at work because it's so funny because like I could say it's funny, but it really wasn't. But you just gotta laugh at certain things because I had to do the next week. I want to make sure it was confirmed. So I planned ahead on day Wednesday is 3 communication Gemini, right? So I went online to make sure that what I had to do this appointment was going to be planned for me. And I tried calling the person. They wasn't answering. So I went online, messaged the person, and I'll too by because it's Friday. So I'm just like, nah, it's taking too long. So I just got up and went straight for that person. And I went there. There was this woman there, and it was so ironic because I don't know if this had anything to do with it. I'll talk about it. I had something to do the previous week, and you know, I mean, I got like you see my eyebrows did and everything, but everything else is like natural. Skin good, I got the hairline and everything, the beauty soaps and whatnot. You can check that out. Link in the description. So, I'm looking good. I had something to go do. I had an event to go to. So I'm like, I gotta make sure my skin looking good, smile nice. 2 days before the event, I was asked to, go do 2 days in a row. And both days, like, I didn't have to put makeup on, but I put makeup on, so I put makeup on. And that's not an issue, sober or not. The person canceled twice before I had to go to the event. And the day of the event, like, as you can see, I was the hell up from it. I had you see my whole face. My whole face is clear. Them soaps be working. Look at the description. But like then I just got like this acne at once my face, and I'm just like, I'm like, is somebody a hater? Like somebody did not want me to be cute. Somebody didn't want me to be presentable, and it was so ironic because then when I went to the event. It seemed like everybody at the event didn't have any acne on their face. I'm not even gonna hold. I didn't try to like look into that, but I noticed it, and I was like the only person who had acne on my face, and it was so ironic because I got the most attention, and I wasn't looking for the attention, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like so it was like I'm saying all to say like in like as a moral, right? You may not have been thinking too deep into a situation in regards to maybe colleagues and peers, you may not have known, like, dang, I'm hearing, I'm gonna say that. You may not know how far somebody was willing to, like, go as to, like, dismantling you, causing you problems, causing you issues in a certain aspect. Somebody might feel inferior to you, your beauty and stuff like that. Might feel like they can't gain a certain position because you are how you look. So they could have went to the extra mile to do something. I don't know if this pregnancy pack thing has anything to do with that. Somebody could have been wishing pregnancy on a particular person in the music industry, entertainment industry, any industry, to be honest. Any industry where it's entertainment predominant. Women, this is who it's for, but men have something to do with this. Something about like the appearance of beauty to men in regards to women, like something about like it shouldn't be a competition, but somebody feels though a competition. I don't know if y'all liking the same thing. I don't know if you want the same job. I don't know, career path. I don't know. But somebody thought in their mind like, oh my gosh, if I could just tarnish their character, if I can just make them look unappealing, they could be better than whomever or whatever. That's not the case. And you possibly wasn't thinking nothing of it. You just doing your thing, and you know you're receiving your blessings, and this person just possibly can't understand why, and you wouldn't even know. So let me tell you today. So today, I'm like I said, I'm getting dressed, I'm getting nice, I get cute for myself, whatever, rejuvenation and whatnot. I go outside. It was so ironic. After I was getting all these dreams back to back to back, I go outside. As soon as I walk outside, it was so interesting because like it was this creepy guy. I find this guy, but God forbid. Like so, I didn't really want. He was like, God was just like, don't talk to him. So I didn't talk to him. As soon as I walked outside, I did not talk. It was not only a rainbow outside, it was a double rainbow, and I was just I've never seen a double rainbow ever in my life. Like I was just like the rainbow made a rainbow within the rainbow. I was just like, I'm like, oh my gosh! Like it was so interesting because like I thought it was like a moment for myself, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this fool. Let me take a picture of it, whatever it could be. I'm taking a picture of it. There was a car like coming around the way with like these other women in the car, and they was just like I wouldn't pay them, but it wasn't until they saw me taking pictures of the rainbow. I saw like the woman look at me like, what's she looking at? Did she look at the rainbow? Did she look at me? Did she grab her phone? I was just, oh my gosh, like look at. I'm like something about like somebody like there is a parallel. Like somebody could be upset that you're a trendsetter, but there's a of more important people that value you as a trendsetter. You might not know you're setting trends for real. Like you're just doing your own thing, and it's like God might be showing you things here and there just like to get your attention. Just keep doing what you're doing as long as you're doing everything in the right way. And it was so interesting because after that, I went to go do some of my errands, like, and then I seen another rainbow in a different, three rainbows, technically three rainbows in one day, two different locations. I get to the other location, it's a lot of men there. And it was so interesting. I already took my picture of the rainbow. I wanted to take another picture of the rainbow, but I was like, nah, I already got the picture of the rainbow. It's cool. When I said I seen more than five men pull out their phone and just start taking pictures of these rainbows, I'm like, what's going? I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. It's not There's nothing wrong with men taking pictures of rainbows. I actually like thought it was adorable. These men will take out their phones in fascination taking pictures of rainbow. You may be so different. You may be so rare. You may be so much of a phenomenon. And you don't realize it. But there's people taking notice, especially these men. These men know when they found or seen something they've not encountered before. Men know when they see something out of the ordinary when it comes to a woman. This could be in regards to career. This could be in regards to your beauty. This could be in regards to your personality. But I just thought that was the cutest thing there. Just to keep onto that message, what happened after that was, you know, I was just in my ladylike energy. The men around me were treating me really good, so I was just nice, acting real gentleman like. I go into this one shopping center, and just before I was about to make my purchase, and what did she know? Unbeknownst to her or not, right? I noticed there's this woman, right? She's real. I don't even want to put it like that, but she real ghetto rat shit. She real hoodlum ish. She real ghetto, and there's nothing wrong with that because I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm a little ghetto bougie. I like all the foolery to a certain extent, but like she real like for attention. Like she do attention. She think it's cute. You know, it's not like it's of her. It's like she wants to do that to gravitate certain art to her. I don't know, whatever. This is just from observation. But anyway, I'm about to make my purchase. This woman walk in. The reason why I'm describing this woman is because this woman does not know that I know that she went to an Aquarius previous friend to ask who I was. Just like, just neither of them know. I just had to. I stumbled across some information where this woman I never spoke to before, but was friends with this Aquarius that I was supposed to be cool with, right? What's this person first and last name? You to be at who are you to be asking that question? But I ain't never said nothing. So like when she came in the store, she was quiet. So she CB, she started singing this song. If y'all know the song, let me know. She said, "Pimps up, hoes down, some, hope you don't drown." And it's so interesting. So I'm just like, oh, here we go. We because I'm just like you wouldn't have she wouldn't have did all that if I wasn't in there. She was quiet when she came in. She saw me. She did all that. So like maybe there's women that are doing the most to get these men attention, and while you're not really doing being yourself, and they feel like that's the way they want to compete. I don't know if it has anything to do with I keep hearing sexy red. I don't want to mention her in this message, but it is what. So that's the best way I can explain it to y'all. So one moment. This almond milk good. Mm. So, and it was interesting because like she said it when she came in and seen me. She went to back was quiet. She hurried up, tried to get online. When she getting back on the line, about to make my purchase, she's pimps up, hoes down. Hey, bro thing. She said pimps up, hoes down. Some, better not drown. Now, why I found it funny is because like I don't have this person on social media, so it was. I thought I instantly knew like with my intuition, discernment. God was just telling me like this person has been looking at your profile. If this person can ask somebody in my close proximity about me and my personal information, and I've had a conversation with them previously, right? And then they come in the store talking about some don't drown. I have recently had a post on social media, and I was like, some don't drown. I hope you can swim. So I'm like to me that creeped out a little bit. I'm just like, oh, like what the heck? And it's interesting. This is Sagittarius I used to be cool with, and it's so interesting. Every time before I'm about to have like a blessing, this person just pop up out of. I block this person on social media. I don't have this person number no more. I don't come around this person. Every time I'm about to get a blessing, this person pop up in public areas. But previously, I would never see. I ain't that person in years. Every time I get a blessing, this person should pop up. I'm like, ain't no like. It's like your ops, your haters. They got GS on you every time you about to receive a blessing. I'm telling you, whether you know it or not. Sometimes God will really let you see like how much people be watching you for real, for real. Like I had came into a blessing. I went outside. This person was standing there. And then soon before like I could even do or say anything, not that I was going to, this man had appeared and basically got me away from that situation. I'm like, thank you, God. But it was ironic because I knew that person, that Sagittarius, likes to the men in this particular way, and felt some type of way towards me previously. So like, it was I didn't think nothing of it at the time. But then by the time I had got home, I see God what you were doing. It like because it's not I could have cared less about the guy or whatever like that. But I enjoyed the conversation we had. The guy actually ended up helping me out with something that I didn't even ask for, and then By the time I got home, I thought about it because I remember, like, as I was walking away with the guy, we was having a good conversation. I just remember I just started seeing her giving me, like, almost like the evil eye, something like that. And it's just like, I'm telling y'all guys, like, I be telling y'all, like, don't judge a book by cover. When I tell you this guy I was talking to, he was, like, busted down. Like, man was riding a bike. I was talking to a guy, have a whole conversation with a guy who had a bike, busted down, missing teeth, all type, like, he unkept. But I hold on good conversation with him, and then he actually helped me out and then gave me some sort of gift, right? When I say this woman, that previous Sagittarius woman was just like trying to evil eye me from the side of my eye, I seen her. I'm just like, how are you upset? Caliber of a man is showing me attention, and I don't talk to you. But then that just let me know of what type of classification of a man that she's interested in. Because I had no interest in that man. But something about that, it's about people wanting what you have. And God was like, telling me when I had got back in the home, in my own vicinity, he was like, I didn't do that for you. No, I didn't do that to, like, God was basically saying he did that to put a smile on my face because that person, he knows what that person does in the background. He knows how envious or jealous that person is. So he kind of did it as like, damn, I'm here to taste your own medicine. Who's that, Queen Naja? Take your own medicine. I'm just talking to God, like, I really could have cared less, like, but I'm like, thank you, you know. All right, so since we got all that out the way, it's already been 30 minutes. Let's get into the actual message. The book of Matthew, right? Let's start with the Bible verses first and then get to it. So this is interesting. So in the book of Matthew, God gave me 2 chapters to look at, verses and everything. And I was just like, wow. So the first chapter of the Bible is Matthew chapter 5, verse 23 to 25. You can go look that up at your own time. But the title of that passage is named Murder. When I that, I was like, what? TF. I'm sorry, can we go back to that? What was that, like, pips up, hoes down, some. Pimps up. First of all, let's the reference, right? I was just talking about somebody just didn't want me to be cute because they wanted to seem like they was better or feel better about themselves. That's one. 2, pimps up. Pimps as in pimps like prostitution. A pimp that prostitutes women. Hoes down. How are you going to glorify a pimp and not be a prostitute? Just think about that for a moment. Why would you glorify a pimp and not be a prostitute on some sort of level? Something, don't drown. If you know the words, you know what I'm talking about because I only caught, well, I only listening to certain parts. I don't remember what the other parts of the song was because I'm not familiar with the song. I'm not saying that's not something I listen to, but you understand the category of that type of woman from how I narrated the character of that woman, I should say. Pimps down. We're going to get into why that's significant. So, like I was saying, the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 23 to 25 is talking about murder. The main themes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 main themes I've seen on there, Scorpio, right? Something about a group of people, something about murder. I don't know if this is a murder charge, whatever. Just hear me out. So the passage of the book of Matthew was talking about reconciliation, court, judge, officer, prison, penny. I was gonna wait to say something, but let's talk about it. When I was reading this passage, a few things came to mind, but especially thinking about Tory Lanez and that Megan Thee Stallion thing. If I'm not mistaken, Tory Lanez is either a Leo or a Scorpio. Don't quote. Megan Thee Stallion is an Aquarius. What do we know about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez right now? They had the court. They went to trial. Tory had supposedly lost the case or whatever like that. Had to jail. when he went to jail, you know, you think everything was over, but it was a whole lot of stipulations. It was a lot of hearsay. People were saying that Kel shot Megan Thee Stallion. People said that Tory shot Megan Thee Stallion. The bribes was taken, something about $1 million. Bodyguards then came out. There's a lot going on. Now, a week or a few days right before the stabbing of Tory Lanez, it was saying that new evidence was brought in to prove his innocence, and then he got stabbed up more than like what? How many times? Almost died, stabbed in the head. And it's only now we're hearing that he's from his not fully, but he's woken up from his injuries and all types of stuff like that. And it really makes you think, because you know people are in these conspiracy theories talking about Megan Thee Stallion is signed under Jay-Z. Same person that wanted to sign Rihanna, then signed Rihanna, supposedly conspiracy because of Beyonce. People talk about these connections that people have like that. And we know that Jay-Z and P. Diddy's from the same state. I'm not even going to say borough and nothing like that because I really don't. But what we does know, they tried to affiliate Jay-Z into that P. Diddy case. But they denied being friends, though, you know, what we see online and stuff like that. So, public perception. I was talking about murder. The passage of Matthew chapter 5, 23 to 25 was talking about in regards to murder, you know, possible if was talking about some sort of offering. You know, offering could be anything, especially if it's in regards to like tithes, like money. It was saying like before you bring an offering, if you're getting real biblical with it, you know, in the Old Testament, they was offering like animal sacrifices. And you know, it was saying about certain people in these fraternities in regards to conspiracies in the entertainment industry, how they be doing these sacrifices, right? But they were talking about before you bring this offering, if you got any issues, any problems with anybody, go reconcile, make peace. Because if you go to court, they gonna throw you to that judge, who gonna throw you to that officer, and that officer gonna throw you in prison. All over what? A penny, some money. So there's something in regards to some money matters. Some money was involved. I don't know if it's that $1 million bribe they probably said Kelsey took, and Megan said she turned down the $1 million bribe from Tory Lanez. But it also said that now there's possibly could have been the one that shot her. It was a lot, and they talk about love triangles, all types of stuff, rectangles, really, because you know Kylie Jenner, supposedly Megan Thee Stallion, Kelsey, and Tory Lanez. It's a lot going on. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not an advocate for any form of domestic violence or abuse. I don't enable that. So when I first heard about that terrible encounter, you know, it seemed very suspicious. But you know, error. You know, you would believe the woman rather than the man especially if the woman was harmed and showing everybody that she's harmed and took it to court and stuff like that, you know. But unfortunately, I'm not saying this is the case. Unfortunately, there are women out there that do lie on men. But there also are women who tell the truth. And in their situation, I can't speak for anybody else, but me personally, in my own bias, I gave that situation to God. Ain't no way to really know what happened unless you know the truth is revealed. They sent that man to jail, so I was just like under the impression that he did it. Now they're trying to bring new evidence out, and while they're trying to bring new evidence out, now this man getting stabbed up in the head in prison. I don't understand it. I don't care to keep following on the story. Me personally, all I care about is the truth. So it's something in the case. It could have been premeditated murder, because two people didn't want to reconcile, didn't want to make peace with the situation. So somebody had to go to jail, but jail might not have been enough for a particular situation, so they wanted to kill. God forbid. But you never really know what's going on in the situation. Now, the second chapter that God wanted to inform me about and everybody else in regards to the book of Matthew was chapter 7, verse 4 to 6. The verse 6, very significant. I actually had to write it down. This passage was named Judging. Now, before I got that, right? Reconciliation could be a form of Scorpio. Court, judge, officer, that's authoritative figures, right? So, Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, very significant. Just how I say that. So, just judging others, Libra, justice coming into a situation. Now, I'm going to paraphrase from this passage of chapter 7 from Matthew from 4 to 6 of judging others. Do not judge, or you will be judged with the same measure you use. Then there were 4 words that stood out from that passage. Sawdust, I, hypocrite, brother. Now, the sawdust was interesting to me because, in order to get sawdust, you must, do some sort of woodwork. So this could be talking about masonry. This could be talking about getting rid of a mason. This could be talking about a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But in the reference in the passage, they were saying, like, in regards to judging others, if you see sawdust in somebody's eyes, don't be a hypocrite, basically, like, and judge them. Like, why would you judge them if they have sawdust in their eyes? But you could have easily told that person, hey, you have sawdust in your eye. I think even while I'm narrating it now from that passage, it's like, I'm talking about masonry, woodwork. It would be some sort of premeditated, like somebody was thinking about harming somebody, getting somebody gone. A Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is the person they wanted gone. They had that envy, it was an issue. They had that evil eye for this person. Somebody wanted to judge this person because they had the evil eye, or they couldn't see this was what was going on. Take the message how it resonates. And like, why would you, or Matthew, God would tell Matthew to write this down, but why would you judge this person when you could have told them this is what was going on? This is what you see, this is what is wrong. Instead of judging them, you could just say something. So Libra has to do with contracts. So there could have been an NDA involved in some sort of situation. Now as soon as I seen that, even though it's spelled EYE, it's something about an illuminate reference. It could have been anybody I just named now or will be naming that could be a part of some sort of variation of Illuminati. It wasn't until recently learned that there is allegedly some sort of sub part of the Illuminati that is for African Americans. So it's possible. A lot of people talk about, Illuminati is 1%, Illuminati this, Illuminati that. You don't really know unless you're in it. But now that I know that there is a African American based group under the denomination, whether it's for real or not, that's interesting to know. And the Illuminati would be what? A Masonic group, would it not? Or something to it. So something about Scorpio or Scorpio. It wouldn't be Cancer because it'd be, unless it's an all woman group. But remember, I was talking about that pregnancy pact, right? So if it's a woman group, it would be the embodiment of Cancer. It would be like that type of sorority. But if it's a fraternity, it would be Masonic. But there has been groups besides the Illuminati, occult groups, that have men and women. So the African American subdivision Illuminati, I forgot what it's called, but they have men and women. So that's about being a hypocrite. It's about a brother. I don't know what's going on. It's so interesting because in the comment section, there's a man named Julian. And he's like, hey, he said, hey, sister, and he spelled hey with an E. That could be significant because I said I and I put EYE. But the whole time I knew it meant the letter I as in Illuminati. Illuminati! Oh! anyways, so another passage, the another part is from chapter 7 of Matthew is verse 6. It says, "Do not give dogs what is sacred. Throw your pearls to pigs." And then the paraphrase would be, "If so, all right, they'll trample them under feet and tear you to pieces." It's interesting. It said, "Do not give dogs what is sacred." What is dog? A man's best friend. Something about a man's best friend could be significant. That's a companion to a man. Some sort of friendship dynamic a man has. Do not give dogs what is sacred. Now, usually, when you speak like that, do not give dogs what is sacred. Don't share what is yours romantically. It could be anything else, but romantically, what is yours with another person. Now, as this Diddler case has been proceeding, rumored that Beyonce has partaken in some of these freak offs, whether it's been mentioned in the court or just by public opinion of what has been said by other people. I actually seen a video where somebody was talking about this. It's not the first time I've seen something like that. Now in regards to the freak offs, I don't know if the guy Bun B or something like that. Ooh, looking like you like when she when they was doing that remix. I love that video, by the way. When they're doing that song with that rapper guy, I guess we underground now, but he did an interview and he was talking about how she was dating somebody while dating him. It was a whole thing. So it's a lot of people in the industry who have crossed paths and dated one another or at the same time, all this stuff. And he was making some allegations against her. But it'd be some of these videos. It's interesting because even in the Dilla case, while this has been going on, it's this guy who used to go to parties. I spoke about this in the previous video, and something weird happened to him where he had got sent to jail or prison, and as soon as he got up in there, he said, "Give me the FBI bureau, give me this person, give me this person from these places," because this guy was like, F the what he got locked up for. He said, "I got some information for y'all." He said, "Forget about what just happened while he got arrested." He said, "Let me think about Diddy," and this was years ago, and they thought he was crazy. Now it's this whole court case going on, and people in a frenzy with all these controversial topics, and it makes you think wow, man went to jail supposedly from what he was saying from irregular circumstances, was telling you all the information about this guy, but because you couldn't prove it, he sat in jail. And now there's a whole court trial going on because of this guy. It makes you think if people make these testimonies before the fact, before the big shebang, do they get their sentence do they get a Cynthia Brown? No funny. I'm just saying. But anyway, so the next line is supposed to do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. Now, I love me a pearl. Pearls are very expensive, elegant, classy. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. And in slang, pigs is referred to what? The police. Don't give your prized possessions to pigs. Now, pigs could also be described as dirty. If you're of the Muslim belief, they don't eat pork and stuff like that. So it's even in the Bible, if you think about that in the Old Testament, I believe it's just it was no. It's just no. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. Do not give dogs what is sacred. Why? Because if so, they'll trample them under their feet and turn on you and tear you to pieces. So something of betrayal. And it's interesting because the first thing I thought about, don't call cops on your loved ones or loved one. And it's so interesting because that's always been a controversial topic with people, because some people actually do need to, as civilians, call the cops to ensure of their safety and stuff like that. But I think it's talked about in regards to malicious intent, because chapter 5 in regards to murder, even though this is talking about judging others, I think this is about false witness. You know, this is what I was talking about earlier. You know, some people. Hey, I'm not gonna go too deep into this. You can read these two passages in the Bible yourself, come to your own understanding. Let's talk about three. All right, let's do some. All right, so let's talk about channel messages. Let's talk about the message. Now, before I get to the channel message, after I wrote the message, it was so many things online that started appearing to me, so I could see how to correlate this to this message. Apparently, God wanted me to talk about this. After I wrote the channel message, the first thing I seen as soon as I got on social media, Remy Ma and Pop divorced. It's getting nasty. Everybody knows. I think the lady named Clarissa Shields. She was a boxer. Oh, I had a dream this morning too. Maybe that's in regards to Clarissa. Damn. Dang. Because in this dream, she was minding her own. Like, I don't know if it was her, but like, in the dream I seen, this woman was minding her own business. And I'm going to get into it. She was minding her own business at this university. And then this woman started trying to attack her. And it, Bing Bop Boop was just like, they thought, it was like these women thought they was going to beat her up. And she was like, what? Beat all them up. Brought them up. It didn't hurt her. She was a bruised nothing. All glory be to God. I received. Anyways, no fighting. Yeah, so Remy Ma is getting nasty now because you remember how that thing went with Clarissa Shields. If it wasn't for Clarissa Shields, a boxer. These are two entertainers that was in a relationship for a very long time. Remy Ma have, to be honest, I'm not even gonna hold you. I had seen this post online like previously when this before this whole thing started with the Clarissa Shields thing, before it was like announced. I seen it online because you know Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj, they was beefing at one point in time in regards to music. I can't speak for outside of music. Both two New York natives, correct? What is going on with New York right now? Actually, where is the entertainer in New York at? What's she doing right now? Because maybe that has something to do with something. Anyway, like symbolically. It was this they were showing like a video of Nicki, like it was alright. The video saw Remy Ma, so she got out of jail. She makes this video. Well, it wasn't right after she got out of jail. It was like back on the scene now. She had made this new music video, and she said, she what the heck did she? Remy Ma had said, I shot my friend over a stack, and it was like women in stripper poles, and they was dancing and stuff. And I was just, and like, and even I never seen a music video before. Even that clip alone was so distasteful. I was just like, that's so messed up. But then again, you don't know what be going on in the background, so I'm like, I would just mind my business. That shows you what kind of character that Remy Ma has. Like, regardless of knowing that she said, I shot my friend over a stack, and like, first of all, why are you publicly? Unless she beat the case, why are you publicly just like wow like that? But to each his own, you know what I'm saying? And then like the next clip was Nicki Minaj. She was just like kind of mother shoot her one friend over a stack for $1,000. You shot your friend for $1,000? I didn't even know all that. You know, so maybe some things are going to be developing. New information is coming out in the music right now, in regards to the music industry. Why is Remy Ma and Papoose divorce now like a thing? Because like they made it seem like this couple was in love. She was in jail. This man was celibate. Even rumors that he was dealing with other women. I guess they were true now because now Clarissa Shields has came into, is it Shields or Fields? Oh my gosh, let me not butcher your name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. She came onto the scene, and if we wouldn't know about all the infidelity and Remy Ma and Papoose relationship over the years, and how now it's turned to, and you know what it is. You know, Papoose is a real like. I don't want to mention these two people because there's another New York couple, even though they're in Atlanta right now, Yandy and Mendeecees. You know, Papoose give that Mendeecees vibe, like real quiet, mild manner, but he can get like that. You know what I'm saying? And Remy Ma is not giving, not the embodiment. Cause Yandy's like what, Pisces. I don't know Remy Ma. So yeah, but Remy's not giving that Yandy look when all them cheating allegations was coming and they were saying they was married and they really wasn't married and defend. But it's not like she's defending her man, her husband, her she didn't want to fight for the relationship versus Shields or Fields, whatever her name is, no shade. I feel like Remy Ma feels embarrassed, and that's why she's acting out like that because I felt like she lost in a situation, but it was more in regards to her pride. If you guys don't know, this week Mercury conjuncted the sun. The sun rules Leo. Entertainment industry, ego, pride, all that stuff. So like everything you kind of seeing is like a lot of pride. I don't know about prejudice. Maybe it's significant. I never watched it. Maybe or have I? I don't even know. So why are they significant? Because God was like, this has something to do with channel message. Someone is dying. Again, someone is dying to be a surrogate mother and wants you to be the man of the house. So surrogate mother is what? A baby mom. A surrogate mother is somebody, a baby mom, a stepmother. Something about YouTube is very significant. I don't know. We'll get into that because I had to title this message something different, but that streamer university thing keeps up. There's something behind the scenes going on with that, or maybe the embodiment of it, like symbolically. YouTube, surrogate mothers, stepmothers, man of the house. So I mentioned Queen Naja in the beginning of this message. Queen Naja claim to fame was, when she was with Chris, her baby daddy, they was making them YouTube videos, got real popular, then she moved on with Clarence. I don't know, I was never like the biggest fan of watching those stuff like that. I didn't know those existed for real, so I didn't know what channels to go on to go watch that. No disrespect, I'm pretty sure it was entertaining, but it's something about all that right now. We're going to get into why that's important. I don't know why somebody would be dying to be a surrogate mother. Maybe it's somebody that's not supposed to be a mother or not supposed to have kids, and they're putting themselves through like. It's interesting. I spoke to somebody today. They said somebody had to go for surgery. I didn't even know they were sick. So like, not that has anything to do with anything, but like that's a confirmation. Like, somebody could be. I don't know that I have stuff like a lot. I'm seeing a lot of celebrities doing that IVF. Not that they haven't been doing it before, but it might be a real big thing right now. These men might want children, but I don't know if they really want the commitment. And this is not everybody. But I'm talking about like the entertainment industry right now. What's the two options? Either you're gonna have this baby or you're gonna be a stepmama. And if you're gonna be a stepmama, there's a possibility of doing sister wives. But in this message, it's something about wants you to be the man in the house. Someone's dying to be a surrogate mother and wants you to be the man in the house. Like, so somebody wants to play stepmama, baby mama, and they want you to be the man in the house. Where is the marriage in all of this? The marriage, for some, is YouTube and these streaming platforms where, they show they got going on and everything is just all, what did I say in the previous message? Hunky-dory. And once I made this channel message right after the Remy Ma and Papu's divorce, what came up in my news feed? Aaron the plumber. It's interesting because Remy Ma and Papu's Clarissa the boxer. Aaron the plumber, we know this man, he don't back down from no fights. A lot of people joke because he be getting beat up supposedly. I didn't watch the Zeus Network TV show because I thought it was just too silly. And ironic that Erica Mena was the host of a show where somebody was crashing out on, knowing that like she was like one of the reality TV show crash outs. Just saying. Y'all know I spoke about this previously about like I felt like she was just doing the show to recover her image after what happened on Love and Hip Hop, but teachers on. So Aaron the plumber was talking about Vlad 22 and Adam 22. You have a court case with WAC 100. Now, Whack 100 is somebody who has, I don't really know his affiliation, like, because I know he's in regards to some sort of gang or whatever, but Whack 100 is somebody who does a lot of interviews and be like telling people a lot of these celebrities' business and stuff like that. I don't know if Vlad TV and Vlad 22 is the same person. I really don't know. I've heard that Adam 20. We've seen how he responds to women. That's all I'm gonna say. And Whack 100 is in a court case right now in regards to these people and these social media platforms where people come basically have their own court case on there, like do their own testimonies, do their own testimonials of celebrities. His charges is murder and terroristic threats. Book of Matthew, chapter 5, 23 to 25, about murder, reconciliation, court judge, penny, something about some money. I don't know what Aaron Plummer has to do with this situation in regards to Vlad 22 and Adam 22 in this court case with Whack 100 about this murder, premeditated murder and terroristic threats charge. But he also mentioned something about Latina women. I don't know if it's involved with Whack 100. You know, these Latina women that are being used to set people up are under investigation. I forgot what he said they were located in. I don't know if it was California or else. It's a lot going on. Somebody tried to set somebody could have tried to set someone up to get pregnant by a Latino woman using prostitution rings or prostitutes of some sort. Pimps up, hoes down. Pimps up in the court right now. Hoes down. Going down for investigation, being interrogated. Because now that money, right? Because we like money keeps coming up in these situations, but it's like how the money is being used. The money is being used to hire people. Remember 6ix9ine, in his case, that's where I learned the word racketeering. You give somebody some money, they use that money to do something else, even though that money is a gift to that person. They might not tell you what they're doing with that money. Now all of a sudden you be investigated and affiliated in a murder and terroristic threat charge. Like, oh my gosh. I don't play with that terroristic threat charge. I've previously came in contact with people who had that charge, and I'm not right in the head. I've never met somebody who had a terroristic threat charge that is completely all right in the head. What I will say is the people I previously came in contact that had that terroristic threat charge, it was something about their mama and spell work being done. And that's all I'm going to say. Now, there's something about, here you go. There's something about mom, something about the YouTube platform. An entertainer wants to be you. The entertainer on the YouTube, this is where that Stream University name come in. There's a baby mama on YouTube, on the YouTube platform right now. I'm hearing Ari. It could be anybody else, but I'm hearing Ari. The person wants to be you. This person's an entertainer. I'm not seeing celebrity. Entertainer is Leo. This is somebody that you book to entertain the same people, whatever. The clock is on 66. Somebody is on demon timing. Or somebody could sold it. So I ain't getting into all that. They thought it was a secret, something about a group, something, but this person is not acting alone. Scorpio. I said Ari. The closest thing I could think about to Ari is who? Carisha. We were just talking about in the previous in our message about what song is that? Drake. Kiki, you love me. Are you riding? And she's like, I got a new toy and that nigga train. Oh, I said toy. That's a phrase. I got a new boy and that nigga train. What is it about this? Isn't that low-key self-incrimination right there, right? She's like, I got a new boy and that train, right? What that mean? Because Carisha, right after or around that time, that song started dealing with Diddy. Scorpio. But that song was 6 years. But what we do know was that her previous, colleague, JT, Why, even though she was dating Lil Uzi Vert, soon as she started hanging around Diddy, even when she was released from jail, JT stopped hanging with Carisha. And I told you in the previous message that like that song was like an grabber, was like ring the alarm. No, I'm not gonna say no beyond it. Ring the alarm, like listen, pay attention. There's a plan in motion right now. And I was talking on the previous message like people were being props because there's people that thought they were in control significant situation, but there was other people in the background using these people that thought they was in control as props to get to certain individuals. Pimps up, hoes down. Are you understanding? Are you following along? Now, in regards to the streamer university, right? I kept seeing people talk about streamer university. I didn't really know what it was. Honestly, I saw something. I just seen people, getting accepted into the university and stuff like that. But I didn't pay attention to it. I wasn't paying attention to it. I just seen the name. I knew who was running it, the Kai Sanat guy. Cool. The first thing I seen on social media in regards to the streamer university, not looking for the stuff out. It was someone, really talking about Kai Sanat, like the top 10 of his streaming universities, like people that he knew, family members or friends. Not ready yet.
Okay,
Thank you. Sorry, this is not for the kiddos. So with regards to the streaming university, he was just talking about Kai Sanat was excuse me. Excuse me. We're talking about Kai Sanat was he was implying that he was putting his people on before he was hand selecting his people on, stuff like that. And the guy's making jokes like, you Kai Sanat, you might as well send all your family members and get that generational wealth. I seen it, I ain't thinking of it, whatever. The next video I seen in regards to the streaming university, no information at all, because I don't know why it would be apparent to me, was that girl Zoe. I think her name is Zoe or Zoe or something like that. She makes all those videos. She does have that guy that I don't. People say that they're not a boyfriend or girlfriend. They're just doing it for views. There the fuck go. But we were just talking about, surrogate mother. Somebody wants somebody to be the man in the house. People are playing pretend relationships to views. It's not everybody. But she was online crying because she was not accepted into the streamer university. And I found that so interesting because this is somebody that's using attention online. And you would wonder I don't know what the requirements are to be a part of streamer university. But herself alone, not with that guy that should be with, herself alone, they did not, I guess Kai Sanat did not see her value in regards to this university or streaming or Twitch or whatever platform they be using for that type of stuff. There's something about a secret, obviously. Something about a group in regards to university. That's all I'm going to say right there. Now, using number decoding from American society, something about a surrogate mother will be dying. Then there's a parallel. A man wants a house. Someone wants you to be the man of the house. So there could be a surrogate mother, a baby mom, a stepmother, a sister wife, dying. And then the parallels is because on one aspect, this could be third party energy, this could be 3 people out of a group, this could be 2 scenarios because a man wants a house in particular. It could be the street university. It could be a foundation that somebody has built. It could also be an actual house, like an investment or inheritance of a house. So they're trying to. All right, let me not put words in nobody's mouth. And then somebody wants you to be the man in the house. So it can be 2 variations to that. Also, this could be somebody who wants to. All right, so a surrogate mother, this person, it could be a baby mom, excuse me, it could be a sister wife, stepmother. This is somebody who a man is not married to, but has been playing a variation of house with this person because of a child. You know, a lot of women, they be saying, oh my gosh, you know, men trap women, women trap men, not everybody. But, you know, in the industry, they time that these women be trapping these entertainers so that they can live a certain lifestyle, and they try to cling on to these people. Even though we brought up the Love and Hip Hop reference, you know, there's that Future's baby mom, Elite, I think Elisa, something like that. Elisa, something like that. I don't. And she had her child with Future, and she had this like ongoing thing with from Miami that just keeps she keeps talking about like trap Future with a baby. She took prenatal vitamins, and then when they did go to court, so she can get child support for this kid, thinking she was gonna get a whole bunch of millions of dollars, they only gave her 1,000. So I'm like, to be honest, is that messed up? Only in regards to intent. You don't really know people's intent. Only God does. And I guess, you know, it was. It's something about men not. Men are exiling. I don't want to say exiling, that's harsh, but exiling, dismissing these sister wives, these baby mamas from experiencing the lifestyle that a wife is supposed to have. Last but not least, this was actually the first thing that was mentioned when I did these channels, but we will save the best for last. So something about DDG and Halle. What do we know about now social media? Supposedly DDG has did some sort of domestic violence abuse against Halle, chipped her tooth, God forbid. And you know, I didn't even know it could get violent like that. I even seen someone post online because you know DG is always streaming, and I spoke about this previously on the SNR messages. How like I'm like, you know, DG is always streaming. How do they care for all that type of stuff? She's real like quiet, mild mannered. You would think not really, because you watch her and her sister, you can kind of see the line, but she's not sweet as everybody thinks. But you know, I mean, her. Anywho's, but DG is always streaming. I said, you know, if DDG is the stand-up guy that he says he is, that he's actually smart, all this streaming that he does will possibly save him in the court case and whatnot. And right after I say this message, this had to be 2 messages ago, 2 or 3 SNR messages ago. Now DDG is being looked at as a violent and a woman beater. I saw a post online where it was a streaming video of DDG, and he was how he was helping him, you know, practice boxing, and you know she had the gloves on. No, he had the pad, and he was practicing, you know, all that punching. They were just like, that's crazy how he was practicing to beat her up and something like that. I'm just like, oh my god, like the internet is so unhinged. Because that's not a laughing matter, honestly. And to be honest, I didn't hear officially what happened in the vehicle with them, but honestly, like the person who was like narrating it, it didn't make sense because it was like, you know, putting the seatbelt on in the back seat, and was fighting. He was outside the car. You had to be. You're not going to be inside the car fastening the seatbelt. Your body, like majority of your body, is gonna be outside the car. So if a tussle happened, how did you end up? Even if the kid is in the car, God forbid, I do not want to talk about your kids. I'm not bringing them into this. I'm just saying. How did you end up from half your body out from the back seat to the front seat steering wheel? But I'm not here to judge. You know, do what you gotta do, cause I understand. But I ain't gonna say less. Something about some missing money. Something about a baby mom or baby mothers. Something about common law marriage. The gossip online about celebrity in regards to this Diddy trial. So this could be in regards to abuse in many various ways. What I will say about the Diddy right now, I find it really interesting because I don't. It's so interesting how things happen. You know, God works in interesting ways because as Mercury and the Sun, which is in regards to the embodiment of Leo, in regards to entertainers, pride, it's so interesting that this week, while all this stuff has been going on, I don't know if they waited till now specifically because of this astrological conjunction. The women, and it surprised me the women. Cassie didn't surprise me that she testified. They brought Don Richards out, and once again, you know, these court cases that are being made as public perception and opinion, some people's entitlements and people making jokes in light of these like heinous crimes or weird fetishes. You know, have your own preferences, whatever, you know, but people making a lot of jokes about it, and I'm just like, wow. And the only thing I can think about is like Cassie and Don Richards came to testify this week of the conjunction as women who have gone through, you know, some. I keep saying, where is I don't know if it's Karen. No, Karen Steffens is the one who dated Lil Wayne. The Cassie lookalike that dated Diddy right afterwards. Right after Cassie broke up, Diddy dated a lookalike of Cassie. I do not know her name. Testifying because she was doing every type of interview talking about how he was dragging her through this and that, this and that, third. I don't know if she saw an NDA why this man is even in prison. But, anyways, I found it so interesting, like how public opinion, of course, opinion in regards to these two women that have gone through really traumatic events, how even being intertwined with this. Where's Carisha at? Anyways, even being intertwined with this man was still proven to be flawed. And I think that's something they had to know could possibly happen because I think it's something they knew that could possibly happen because just their involvement with Diddy alone, there's no way you could have been going to this freak out. I mean, yes, you could say you was forced, but for how long would you be forced? But then again, you got them Diddy Suge Knight references and stuff. So they really could have been, because Cassie was talking about how, and mind you, I don't go looking for this information. This is just what I see on social media that's being brought up and stuff like that. How can you, I mean, what would you do in that situation? But you know, that I keep saying something about money, and the money is not mentioned here, but there's a lot of court and authoritative references, so it's all about money, really, because these people, if they really wanted to leave that situation and it wasn't about money, they would have. But once things got bad, that's when they wanted to, you know, throw their pearls to the pigs. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I have never filed a police report on anybody. But somehow, some way, justice was served. You hear me? Don't call cops on your loved ones. They could have felt like they was snitching, because once you're at that height in your career, regardless of what you're doing, whether you know you're relevant or not, especially you partying next to Diddy, maybe they don't feel like they're civilians anymore. They're in the public eye, public perception, and things like that. So I just think it's really interesting how that court case was going right now in regards to the woman who's been testifying against him at the moment. I give them A for effort, because like it had to take a lot of courage to stand there against your abuser and say all those things. But like things that was revealed, they knew, they had to know some of these things was going to be revealed in the that, and they should have. I don't know, because of excitement or they were happy he was finally locked up, but you know you need to get that conviction. They're making it look like right now that he might not be convicted, but that might not also be possible. So it's just like one of those things that you just gotta wait and see. But it'll be for the, it is so interesting because I seen this other video online. You know, channel messages with messages. It was like, I don't know if it's because of the Diddler case right now, but it was like when you see the serial killer that you testified in court beat the case, and this person got on a plane and they flew away. This person was laughing, like, person was laughing. I'm gonna hold you. The video was a little comedic, dark humor in a sense. But it's real, like, you know, a little bit of darkness and, like, comedy a little bit, you know, because you gotta go through something to find something funny. But I was just like, dang, like, I could only imagine how they feel if this man really was to be released, God forbid. All right, that was the SNR message. Been like an hour and 20 minutes. All right, y'all. Psalm 91, stay blessed. God bless to the rest.